success right off the bat.
And I'm going to call it out.
Hab ich bei Blue Side.
Fudge, I think he was robbed of All-Pro.
Mal schauen.
I would have had him in my top 3. I did have him, and I think he had an incredible split, incredible turnaround after a rougher start to the year. If this is the form of Shopify Rebellion going forward, what we just saw from them in Split 2, they are a scary team in this league, and also going into the the playoffs where teams will be fighting for one.
Der Pass könnte nicht Back auf Dick sein, theoretisch schon, aber
as far as the top laners go, so
er ist sehr bad.
might be opening up something here.
Diese Botlane hier ist sehr sass. Tomo Ayats ist eine sehr sass Botlane.
Don't want Photon to be able to counter there.
Und BYC auch sagen.
Talia are up, so you expect those to be traded for
Which one you blew one in?
I am a huge fan of the Talia side of it.
Okay.
I really love Talia, especially
Ich wollte gerade sagen, aber die können Sejuani Young gehen theoretisch am besser für. What the fuck?
To Ambessa for Fudge.
Photon spielt Jax.
Why they banned that Renekton, they were pointing out there. They don't want Photon to be able to answer it immediately. So a lot of confidence there. And the Vi, not only does the Vi
ist wahrscheinlich sein bester Champion.
if they were able to get that on the backside, but they could pair it super well with Ambessa too. So Dignitas, they're thinking, well, we want to split that up, and we'll at least take that one away. So you assume Palafox will do the Azir side instead.
Interesting to see that Gwen locked in right away. They're given the chance for Contracts to grab the Vi if they want to separate it from the Talia, which has been a very popular combo mid-jungle. But instead they just say, nope, we're happy with the Gwen. I'm assuming that's Photon. When we saw his player card earlier, it is his favorite champion. It's his signature champion, as he identified himself.
Könnte Lucian Braum gehen.
Maybe it's back to comfort for his first game.
Oder sie gehen Azir, Wukong oder so. Wukong ist gewonnen, okay, Azir sind so.
Signature champion, no problem.
Ach du Scheiße.
Still though, the answer, because these are hovers over Azir. This is looking for the Annie burst play here. So they have lots of engage. Annie and Ambessa here on the Shopify side. Looking to get some very aggressive team fights.
Yeah, a lot of explosivity so far in the first 3 champions locked in for Shopify Rebellion. Let's see if Dignitas drafts to try and answer.
Sache ist, Tinsao ist eigentlich Tinsao wurde Intus gar nicht gepickt, ne?
Currently being hovered. It's more of that, big tanky front line for them, and it is locked in. So presumably Shaden going to be piloting that one in the jungle.
Yeah, and Skarner does have some synergies with Talia as well. You can move them over rocks. You can slam them into the wall also. And so he's got a couple of synergies there as well. So, they've got some good areas to apply pressure, namely onto Photon's lane, so that the Gwen can get super fed and try and carry there in his first LTA stage game. But bottom lane, since bottom lane went all the way through, gonna start soaking.
Ich habe es early auf, komplett aufgeben nicht wirklich, aber ich mag die Pick nicht so wirklich. Also ich fände zum Beispiel Channel, Immobile, ja, hier kannst du verprügeln, ich fände zum Beispiel Channel aber besser. So, straight up. Auch Vi. Vi ist auch offen. Und die gehen halt nicht bei, so, I don't know.
Pushed back in the draft. It's a lot of focus on these power solo lanes here and junglers early on in Fearless. Again, Azir will still be available for game 2, but for now, like we had highlighted, the Annie snap engage possibility can set up the Ambessa very well. So I expect Shopify Rebellion to try and double down on that with their bot lane, but it will not be the Kai'Sa, will not be the Nico. Those are both banned by Dignitas.
Yeah, they banned out the Karma here, trying to break up like Karma Ezreal type and poke lanes from Dignitas.
Lucian Braum hier immer noch gut.
More popular ones.
Rakan auch gut. Actually, Rakan ist insane.
We got some co-streamers here. Sorry, Kobe.
Nice. Bottom lane, though, instantly go with the
Rakan ist gut.
For Dignitas, for Isles to be that playmaker.
Rakan ist gut.
What is it going to be from Shopify?
Jin X ist gut. Jin irgendwas.
Earlier, the Nami was hovered really early on, so that makes you think.
Lucian Braum ist gut.
They're going back to some of the same
Lucian Braum.
I mean, if they do lock that in, okay, Lucian's locked in. Do they go for the Nami? It's the Braum instead. This does give them at least some more of a front line to absorb the engage, because otherwise they're really all gas, no breaks.
Yeah, and B-Boy actually did have some good Lucian games. They had
kenne nicht so viele Fans. Woher?
FlyQuest, he had a pretty decent performance there, and the Braum really does round out the CC.
Lateinamerika gespielt, ne?
Fight here helps a lot to have some more answers to some melee carries like Gwen. If you can get inside of the shroud, apply your stuns, get your knock up there, a little bit of peel. So looks like it would be rounded out Corky here with a pretty good answer.
Okay, so Dignitas Have their bot lane locked in. Now it's going to be Alistar, Skarner as the primary engage tools. Anytime I see a Taliyah, though, I also look at the potential for more global plays. And with Photon on that comfort pick of the Gwen, my eyes will always be peeking topside as well to see what's he able to do in that isolated 1v1 and how can the rest of Dignitas impact him as well.
Yeah, we'll see about that top lane, you know, especially if there's any early jungle intervention up there when you have 2 top lane carries that do scale well and definitely can make volatile lanes. Definitely will be spicy. Bottom side, I definitely side with, I really like the Braum pick, kind of bringing it all together here. Definitely good into the Alistar. So we'll see if B-Boy and Seos can take control early. Also, you know, the Annie from mid lane, both Annie and Taliyah really like to roam, so if you can make some early jungle passes there, then you can like get your mid lane.
Wie Poster, wo die Zeit bekommen, das weiß ich nicht. Das ist eine verdammt gute Frage. Das sind halt, die haben ein ganzes Wochenende, ne? Also die waren ja gestern auch schon da. Keine Ahnung, was ich bin. Also wird wahrscheinlich nach Raid-Card von denen gehen oder so, ich weiß nicht. Die werden ja fix Raids haben, die sie nehmen. Vermutlich.
Will get the gold early on, and which team will take game number 1.
Also werde ich mit dem Photon Hate Watch. Warum Photon Hate Watch? Was hat Brody getan? Was hat Brody getan?
I always thought they could do it. They had the potential, but they showed us that they were able to do it. Dignitas, meanwhile, were able to make it into playoffs, but really
the first time was so nice.
So far this year with a new top laner. Let's see if that's exactly what they need here in game number 1.
And we are gonna have a slight delay.
Unglaublich.
Started out.
Classic.
Hold that tension.
You know what that means, Kobe? Depending on how long the pause is. What does it mean? The camera might actually come to us so we can show off the props that were gifted to us by the audience members. Just a little seed. I'm sprinkling in there. We'll see if production takes it or
not. Wow, you're just dangling the bait here.
Yeah,
we'll see if we get
any. Ich mag Shopify, ich mag Contract. Also.
Pause is for 2.
Korrigiere mich, ich mag nicht Shopify, ich mag Contracts.
Looks like there's nothing suspicious going on. Braum did start with a sweeper, so Shopify, have these options for like late invades. And anytime I have a Braum on my team, and we do have an early sweeper, then I really do like looking for some sort of level 1. Because even if you only get a summoner spell, it can be really nice at the beginning of a series here to try and snowball a little bit. But there we go, right back into it.
Even if you only get a ward, still feels pretty good. But yeah, it was an audio issue, sorted very quickly. You'll have to wait to see our here. But Shaden right now getting engaged by contracts at level 1.
Sehr good.
The ward goes down. Let's see if Shaden wants to go for the back here or fight for any more vision. Looks like it will be the reset.
Yeah, well before 50 seconds, so he's got plenty of time just to go back to base and heal on up. And it is going to leave behind the ward, which was seen by Dignitas, so they know.
I mean, we have 3 stacked right now. Dignitas do spot it, though. Should be able to get away, unless Seos wants to go for a flash Winter's Bite. Not going to do it. So just going to be a late ward placed down by Shopify Rebellion.
Yep, trying to use that power we were talking about.
Wer ist Favorit based off last split Shopify?
Well informed as to the early Skarner route. See if they can do anything to actually take advantage of it. Should be getting some pushing going for themselves. Palfox takes a lot of rocks though.
Bit of a chunk there from both.
Based off last split Shopify.
Bot lane 1v1 also. Seos walking.
Die haben auf jeden Fall.
2. I love the little headbutt coming in from the Alistar. You're always able to heal up with the Alistar passive, so you just trade that tiny chunk of damage. It will actually add up over time.
Die haben schon ein dickes Upgrade auf Toplane bekommen mit Photon statt 30. Aber Botlane, wie gesagt, Botlane ist mein Problem. Botlane ist hier mein Problem. Momo und Isles.
Contract starting on the bottom side.
Yeah, looking to go influence that carry matchup on the top side. And as we said, Fudge towards the end of the last split for Shopify was a huge part of the story for this team. Ever since they had that series versus FlyQuest, where even though Shopify overall lost the series, Fudge performed very well with Whippo. And
Tarzan ist schon sehr krass momentan. Also, I don't know. Tarzan die nehmen sich nicht viel. So, die nehmen sich nicht viel, beide selber Playstyle und so.
Does provide a lot of pressure at level 1 in that lane, so Isles and Tomo now level 2 can maybe try and answer some of that here, but also to highlight the direction of the junglers, that does show that it seems like Contracts might be playing to Fudge a little bit earlier than Shaden's going to play to Photon, because the Skarner's going to be on the bottom half of the map here.
Or he could go for that.
Grass mit Jungle, ja.
They do have
Aftershock nicht sehr reliable zu procken.
This ward
Aftershock nicht sehr reliable zu procken und Grass gibt dir einfach more reliable Sachen. Schöner Play. Sehr schöner Play. Aber FPS-Drops, wenn du bei mir zu Shrine subst, dann hast du tatsächlich keine FPS-Drops mehr. Fix das. Hier ist Pay to Win. Inspire gleich die Sache, jetzt Inspired Pro-Build ist halt Canyon und Tarzan, weißt du, oder Canyon. Das heißt, Inspired ist quasi Canyon Light. Basically Canyon Light. Genauso wie Skewmont ja auch halt Canyon-Fan ist, weißt du? Alles derselbe Playstyle. Nur wie gut man darin ist, ist bei.
Perfect job. Okay, this is the exact replay that we want. Because of how it turned out, we already know there's no way this thing saw him, and it does leave a little bit of vision there. So Contracts hugs the wall.
Nein, Annie ist super OP. Annie braucht nicht Electrocute. Annie ist super strong. Allein durch Range.
He's actually, as you can see on the minimap, going for another gank. Turbo ganks
side,
from Contracts.
Shaden's actually on the bottom side right now for the gank. They're able to catch B-Boy, has flash, has barrier, and almost not in range to get damaged down.
Passt.
So no,
wir können swappen.
Meanwhile, topside Photon did.
Wenn die Waves so bad ist, das ist ein guter Swap-Timer. Shopify sollte tolle Top-Lane laufen.
So they go for the recall up there. Bottom side also no real harm down there.
Interesting.
So everybody getting their back.
Ja, das Cancel Base kann vielleicht die Wave halten für ein paar Sekunden.
The swap because both of them teleport right back out to top side here.
Yeah, Photon wants this to crash really bad, but he's actually taking a good chunk of damage from Fudge while trying to do it. But speaking of Photon.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned at the very beginning too, but he self-identified Gwen as his signature pick, so really big for him to grab that one coming in for his first LTA game.
Jetzt dass er nicht swappen, aber gut von C aus da den Base zu canceln, damit er die Wave halten kann.
TCL as well.
Ich frage jetzt, ob sie die Wave freezen wollen, was sie machen wollen, ob sie slow pushen wollen, dann swappen wollen. Sache ist, ich glaube, die stompen halt 3 gegen 3 und 4 gegen 4 bei Drake. Also aktiv Drakes forcen ist sehr gut, so 35.
Happy to see in our league. I'm excited to see what he's able to do. But if you look at his track record, you saw it there at the end. He won All-Pro. The first split, he was in LEC. He won a couple of MVP and All-Pro votes back when he was in, LCK Challengers. But if you only look
at zwischen MSI und World nur der Name, Prestige, ja. Prestige-Format, Anzahl an Teams etc. Kannst argumentieren, dass MSI sogar das bessere Format hat mit Full Best of 5 so, aber
hope is that he will provide some firepower for them to play through. And so far, it's been a pretty quiet top lane, I'd say. Not a lot has happened up there outside of just some slight scraps trading health bars.
Yeah, they're scrapping all right. Contracts since his jungle camps are kind of desynced, since he went for the gank spree instead of full clearing. He finishes up on his top side now and then walks over the ward. So plenty of information here for Dignitas. Although nobody else can come help Photon because jungle's on the bottom side and mid laners already used their teleports. So Photon's only level 5. He's got to try and rush to level 6. Look at the minions.
Palafox is walking up as well. Photon hits level 6 and Contracts immediately says, okay, back off. But maybe they wait for the next wave because again, Palafox has committed. He has walked all the way.
Die müssen nur canceln mit W einmal. Gut.
For this, they want to get the kill to guarantee it's worth the time of the roam. But Fudge,
schaut Kenny.
Get this wave in that fast. They're just gonna flash.
Oh mein Gott, Palafox, du hast AIDS.
Dodges the stun.
Palafox, du hast AIDS.
Are they gonna redive?
They could look for it. Public execution comes in from Fudge, cleanly executed, picks up the kill.
There you go. The teleport comes out from support.
Okay, funktioniert, aber geisteskrank schon wieder. Honestly, aber sehr gute Reaktion von Photon.
Mid wave and that one goes into the tower, but still there, Shopify in the 2-part dive go to blow your W cooldown and then go for the kill afterwards. Fudge nails his ultimate onto Photon and they do succeed in grabbing it, although costing them 2 flashes here. So it was both Palafox and Fudge.
Ich bin gegen ja.
Those are one of those moments where Photon's able to flash away. That's A+ marks. He was able to dodge the first half, not the second half of the dive. Dignitas now down 2 kills. Shopify Rebellion up close to 1,000 gold in this early game here. As currently they're trying to get their lane assignments correct right now. Photon back on the map from Dignitas went into the mid lane. Kaney was topside to catch that wave. Let's see how long they try and keep this one for.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good start for Shopify. With the early gank from Contracts getting money onto Palafox first, and then the double attempt on the dive up on top side to get money onto Fudge as well. The other solo lane carry here for themselves. Nice little bit of early action, and now we're gonna
So,
get
Contracts, wie wär's, wenn wir jetzt ein paar Camps farmen, ha? Mein Bro.
with the other
Du bist ja 5,5.
Spellbook is just running rampant.
It really is.
Are you happy with it? Because for a long time,
Trotz der Camps nehmen.
this thing
Gubi starten, ne?
Oftentimes they'll like buff things just to like start that momentum to get people to start to use it. Then they'll tap it back down afterwards after everyone catches on. It becomes so commonplace.
So I have not tried it out myself. I'm a support main, but I play the Chad supports. I play Pantheon, baby. I'm going for a kills and aggression. I'm not.
So behind ist nein, aber der hat richtig viel Zeit gewastet.
Thank you, Citizen.
Es ist absolut nicht normal.
So I'm not using it myself. I actually love seeing it from enemy supports because that means they're going to leave my lane and I can kill the AD carry.
My favorite plays are usually when they actually have a good teleport and it's like really meaningful. Like, you know, they get their reset timer off and then they make the play top on the roam timer and then can like teleport back to bottom lane. Oftentimes, though, we see it be like not very consequential. Regardless, we're gonna have the grubs picked up by Shopify as well with contracts immediately.
Oh, Palafox, wow, Palafox respektiert hart.
Kills, so they've got the advantage.
Ja, ich würde wünschen, dass sie auch schon früher Botlane laufen ist.
I am weak side now. I will play safe. And we saw
ich glaube, Zeus hätte, ne, der hat bestimmt Spellbook, aber er hätte halt auch TP nehmen können, auch Bot in TP können.
Tried to play very, very
Jetzt ein bisschen mehr CS bekommen.
A lot of CS, but down here on the bottom side, they actually don't fully get the turret play in payment for those grubs. Of course, the dragon was already taken by Dignitas, and so they do have the early Infernal.
Yeah, so overall it's a trade, the grubs for that dragon, but the lane assignments have committed. Palafox is still up against Photon.
Ja, hasse ich das Assignment. Sofort fixen.
Up against Kaney, so it's no longer top laner versus top laner.
And that's good because Shopify want to have any damage into the early steel caps that Photon got. Obviously, the steel caps are going to be way more effective versus Amtessa.
I hear.
So, yeah, they want
Sofort sein Assignment fixen, guys. Das sind zweimal Bad Matchups.
keep a little bit of threat.
Wir wollten Grubs overloaden, ja, aber jetzt sollten sie die Waves fixen, sofort. Sie haben Double TP ab.
Sofort
die Waves fixen.
Right now, also part of that was because of Palafox's commitment.
Ein TP committen für Lane Fix.
Let's see what the next play is
Worst case.
Miles is getting some vision down, so they see that
Oder Palafox committet eine Ulti, 1,5 Minuten, der safe commit die Ulti für die Wave. Boah, der Base jetzt, oder was? Bro, du hast ein Wort da, hard push die Botwave und fix dein Lane Assignment, bitte.
But now spotting Seos probably not going to go for any kind of play.
Yeah.
Kannst sogar für einen Top-Lane-Play schon.
Contracts
Auch möglich.
here to defend and clear it all out. So no real possible play over here.
I like that from Shopify, though. The fact that Contracts loops back around, the fact that Seos commits as well to clear out wards and make sure Fudge is safe. They're really investing into Fudge maintaining this lead that he has right now.
Yeah, and then they have plenty of time to reset for Dragon also.
Yep.
So defend topside play. You still have a full minute here. Everybody resets. Go get your control wards. Contracts has bottom side camps. He can clear those up before heading over to the Drake.
It's one of those things that we noted in earlier splits, how much Seos likes to get around the map. When you think of Braum Lucian, I usually think of this being a powerful 2v2 combo. But the way Seos likes to play League of Legends is at the hip of Contracts. He's always walking, like, look at this. He's trying to catch up to the Xin Zhao in the jungle and just playing off of Contracts. This is how Shopify Rebellion plays the map, and it's a very fun way to watch League of Legends played at the top level.
Jungler, I would say it's the best way to play. Support
Oh, immer kein Lane Assignment Fix, ich schwöre, ich hasse die. Guys. Das kann doch nicht so unser Preferred Line-Up sein. Das kann doch nicht. Fudge hat Eclipse. Guck mal, jetzt Eclipse gegen Travis. Das kann gar nicht unlaneable sein.
Defensive vision, so they know and they can play appropriately. Both sides actually have the early information.
This is now twice that Dig have sent multiple members towards Fudge.
Yeah, it's the same thing though on the bottom side because that ward that they just cleared out saw Contracts.
Ooh, Fudge is actually going in on Kaney. Flashes forward, Kaney flashes away, now engaged from Isles, who's stuck around. Kaney was not alone.
Das kann nicht unser Lieblings-Lane sein. Glaube ich nicht. Pudgy Boy. Oh mein Gott.
Oh
mein Gott.
But Isles with the kill credit, Dignitas on the board.
It is close, but as you say, Fudge getting antsy, wanted to go for it, even though he knew he was on the weak side previously, thought that they had left and the teleport.
Ja, jetzt können wir TPen. Oh mein Gott.
Flash forward stun, take him out, cancel
oh mein
the
Gott.
TP, Palafox gets a kill.
Yeah.
Ult für die Wave, Bro, sofort.
Get out of there. Palafox actually investing his flash.
Ult Support für die Wave, Bro.
And so it is Dragon picked up for Shopify.
Ja, und jetzt, weil du das scheiß Lane Assignment hattest, hast du jetzt wieder Double. Jetzt musstest du Double TP benutzen, um dein Lane Assignment zu fixen. Ich hasse die manchmal.
Push out here afterwards again.
Ich hasse
More kind of money here into
Mir so
Palafox
sauer.
on the Annie. we've had so many games where Shopify, Palafox is like the least fed member on the team.
He's still pretty effective without a lot of gold.
This is one where he getting the kill credit for these kills. That one plus the early contracts gank means that the Annie potency in the early fights is going to be huge. You'll see the recall probably stopped right there by Alistar, but
so must have just not seen the TP coming in.
Yeah, it's just it's in the pixel brush there, just out, and so Kaney goes for it. Boom, flash in, instantly dead, as we know, and that was while they took the dragon.
Yeah, that's one of those ones. But like you had said, Palafox getting gold, now has the Malignance completed.
Ja, dann ist immer Double TP los, ha? Super, oder?
Performing well was part of
Das ist Nai, Rapid Fire oder Navori Evolution als zweites. Das wird Navori.
And I'll say it, I think Palafox was flipping a little bit.
Vielleicht, dass er hier auch besser aussieht, ja, ich hab's Gefühl. Das Problem ist manchmal, also die haben keine wirklichen Tanks, deswegen ist Navori fein. Wenn die irgendwie Tanks haben, ist es so, jo, Navori gibt dir mehr DPS, also gibt dir eine, sollte dir mehr DPS geben, aber halt, machst halt irgendwie nicht. Oder nicht genug DPS, um die Tanks zu killen. Und du hast halt meist noch kein Damage. Und du hast meistens noch kein Damage, um die richtig zu killen. Genau, disabled, ja, bis nächste Woche. Nächste Woche ist enabled. Inwiefern ist Ludwig eigentlich mit Shopify, der und Moist Critical sind Co-Owners. Die haben sich reingekauft.
The answer from Shopify on the bottom side of the map about to take place. They don't have a lot of time because the recalls came out pretty instantly from Dignitas.
Photon did not spot contracts though. So as of right now, he does not know that there's a Xin Zhao, but gets back to turret, should be fine.
And you do have to be careful. These are the types of plays that Shopify in the early bits of the other splits kind of overstayed on. So you have to be a little bit careful because an Alistar and a Skarner resetting means that the counter ganks and the counter steer plays over there can be kind of devastating. A lot of CC there, but Shopify actually have Palafox.
Could be in some trouble here. Palafox doesn't land the flick back. Isles trying to get away now. Palafox looked for the stun, couldn't quite find it. And now Shaden,
got cleansed off there. Tomo has to use
the ulti and flash, contracts.
The impale, like you just said, Shopify sometimes just stay a little too long. Contracts has to use the ult and the flash.
Naja, nicht schön, aber I mean,
does escape with his
jetzt der Job, dann ist Dick Season, es ist niemals Dick Season. Es ist niemals Dick Season.
After these plays, they do come away with burning all the summoner spells off of Tomo, off of the Corki. Maybe the repeat play there will be something that they can benefit from, but otherwise, honestly, not too shabby.
Sure. End of the day, Contracts likes to play that line. It's one of those moments where he doesn't actually give up a kill for it, and there's nothing else to really fight for on the bottom half of the map right now. I think everyone's going to reset and look towards that Herald coming up next. So that's where things like Tomo not having the summoner spells.
Wir haben jetzt wieder das kleine Summon. Ich fick die.
Approach.
Können wir bitte, Annie, du hast jetzt Push auf der Wave, du base jetzt und du rennst Toplane, okay?
The two early kills and got the early Malignance is going to be ready with another Tibbers very soon.
Say that 5 times fast. Another Tibbers variation.
And this one is going to be rank 2 Tibbers. Level 11 Annie with Flash is just perfect for playmaking over by a
Können wir bitte basen Palafox, mein Bro?
Alright, Palafox is starting to walk.
Okay, aber können wir dann hochlaufen? Okay, wenn wir Herald spielen wollen, ey, bin ich da call mit. Wenn wir die Bottom Wave pushen und dann hochlaufen? Wir haben TP auch theoretisch auf Annie, aber ich würde es gerne saven.
It's just Contract's going to spot them out with that ward. Isles not going to get the sweeper on it, so Dig don't know that there's that ward right there.
Okay, Tomo's positioning here.
Gegen Longshim, langweilig.
On him. No Alistar ult either. That's got to be free Herald. No Alistar ult. He cannot team fight anymore.
Without your summons on your AD carry, without the ultimate on the Alistar, you just don't have the ability to walk up. And now even bot side, Palafox is just pushing in and takes the turret in front of Photon's face.
Wir sehen es noch nicht. Ich sehe halt TP auf Palafox für Herald, kein TP auf Patch für Herald. Fein. Aber beim ersten Mal hat es keinen Sinn ergeben. Beim ersten Mal hat es null Sinn ergeben.
Momentum from last split. Of course, they did fall pretty quickly to the hands of Cloud9 at the end of playoffs, but their run up to that point.
You didn't have to do that.
It was very impressive.
You know? Top 3 is not bad. They said it in their video that we played before the game.
It's way better than most people expected of this team. Actually, if we go back and we look at all of the pre-season expectations and power rankings for Shopify, don't believe anybody really had them that high up.
Ooh, Isles has a flash because he doesn't have the Unbreakable Will this time around. Splash down, heal down. No ult either. He's just going to have to go for a reset.
Yeah.
Dragon's up right now, so I think the Shopify Rebellion can claim their second of the game here. Did got that first one, but now, unless they catch Seos, throws up the Unbreakable and walks back. He's fine.
Yeah, they've got a couple barriers here on both Seos and...
Wie viel Gold hat Fox?
With the spellbook over.
Über Paragraph hat gerade für 15 Monate abonniert. Ich war ja ein stinkender Nonsock.
Der wird verprügelt von Photon oder nicht? Oh, schöner... Oh, das ist geil. Schöne Any-Kombo. Oh, schöne Talia-Kombo. Aber Backline. Touch. Schön. Kontext wieder rein. Touch fängt. Fängt Touch. Ja, macht er. Auto-Tag, Bro. Oh mein Gott. Der ist full charged. Nimm den Turret. Fahr um, nice. Ja, rede.
Okay, ist okay. Maybe one turret shot stops it. I think it does, yeah.
What?
Does not even land onto the turret. Dignitas were close. Kaney was so close. But at the end of the day, Shopify do get a couple more kills.
That turned into a bit of chaos there on the chase into the jungle here.
Ist gar nicht so hoch, Private weiß nicht. Bin ich auch nicht so gut, der First Point von. Nein, verstanden. Wäre besser gewesen, glaube ich.
A lot of the power rankings pre-split too. Most people having them around 5th there, give or take a
That was
couple.
the average, yeah.
But then getting all the way to 3rd place, definitely really nicely done from this squad. They should be able to revisit after this play that they just made mid and taking down the mid tower. Just go ahead and set up for Dragon and take that one themselves. No problem here, but actually going to get another look at the start of it too. And again, the beginning, it's such a good time for them to fight. And see Palafox flanking on over 2. So even though Palafox gets a double Tibbers down there and they stop the front line and get them, then they go for the extra chase here. And Talia had some good counter kills, but the super blast cone putting Fudge under tower as the rest of them kind of chase through. They get really aggressive and going for Talia once again. It's a good shove here from Kaney. He was doing a decent amount of work.
Boah, er hat's gecringed, ne? Er hat den Coup wirklich gecringed. Ist crazy, oder nicht? Ist aber schon wieder August.
Tower being down means they're able to easily get that dragon, so they did during the replay.
Yeah. And I think if I saw that correctly, the turret dropped aggro for a couple of seconds, and that's why that final shot did not take down B-Boy. So very, very close dive right there.
Das ist
Dragon over to Shopify Rebellion. Otacon
now
the next objective on the Rift. Shopify Rebellion dropping some early vision around it here to try and deny Dignitas any opportunity to sneak in. Maybe even look for their own sneak. They have Contracts and B-Boy on that side of the map, but B-Boy instead going to want to catch this mid-wave.
Fox has his upgraded boots down there and the split push as well. The Lucidity boots upgrade, always a very good and efficient one. Let's see if he can find anything here, because Photon just jumps on the wave.
Was wissen die, was wir nicht verstehen? Es ist wieder TP gegen No-TP, right? Es muss ja wieder TP gegen No-TP für Atakan sein, aber... Wollen wir die dann nicht ganken, oder? Also...
Which is really the only thing that Dignitas currently have going for them. They're behind in Dragons, they're behind in the Grubs, they're behind in Gold, but they have that top turret standing, which means if there's Otacon pressure, they always will have a little bit more push in that top wave. Photon going to try and get this bottom wave pushed in. You had mentioned the boots on Photon, the Lucidity upgraded boots. I love it as well, because when you upgrade this boot, anytime you land an ability, you get that burst and move speed, so it's just impossible for Photon to stay on top of you. But with Palafox playing weak side bot lane right now, he backs all the way off. Shopify.
Palafox hat die beam.
Yeah, or
dann ist fein, dann ist fein. Ja, passt. Palafox TP, jetzt TP, mein Bruder. TP doch.
This thing is burned down.
Like bandits in the night. Shopify Rebellion, get in, get out.
Dignitas TP, die kollapsen. Oh mein Gott, jetzt wieder auf Mitte. What the fuck? What the fuck? Warum TP die nicht auf Mitte? Das ist so disgusting. Das ist so disgusting.
Dignitas pins Shopify after the Otacon is taken. Photon misses the
das ist so disgusting. Warum TP der auf Mitte und nicht auf den Push am Tribush? Mit dem Modern Tribush.
Shopify Rebellion have 2 members left alive and they're just gonna get engaged under the tier 2 turret.
Das war niemals im Leben.
Members in the fight.
Photon teleports first, and it is meaningful. They get the 5-on-4, because Palafox's teleport is much later, and it's pretty far away from where the actual fight is. So let's take another look at it, because they do burn it down, and then Shopify actually move up into them, even though Photon had already teleported, so he's already there, and it's a full 5.
Warum hat er da, guck mal, wenn der jetzt hier in den Trailbush TP't wäre, oh my days. Okay, die verlieren Torwart. Honestly, die verlieren wahrscheinlich trotzdem. Aber der hätte früher TP'n sollen.
On the top side, because they've got Alistar ultimate, very easy for Kenny and Isles.
Dann spielt die Uhr eigentlich wieder kommenden Samstag.
Not much he can actually do over there after his teleport, just pushes a single minion wave. So Dignitas with some really much needed money to get back into this game and actually pull ahead in gold, even though they did give up that Otacon. They also still already had pre-existing flowers.
True, yeah, and now they're up to 22 to the 14 of Shopify Rebellion, so they're actually ahead in that count despite the Otacon going
Boah, Giga-Pro, einfach 1,5k Gold down, Mann.
Looking for the engage. Win become lightning
Fucking
landed
bad,
on
Bros.
Dignitas then punish.
Und wieder dieses Lane-Assignment. Ich werde euch
Stick around, stay tuned. The first pick and play banner ceremony.
Ich werde euch kochen.
After this series. If you don't know what that means, the bottom teams in the standings get a chance to choose their opponent. They get to pick their fight, Kobe, for who they match up against next weekend. So you'll want to stick around for that. That'll be a good old time.
Because we've made actual physical banners.
Physical banners. I've seen them.
You can get a piece of the team.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. What did it feel like? High quality?
It was very high quality. Let me tell you, it's like a tarp material. I'm trying to think how to describe this.
Das ist nicht over, die sind immer noch fein, aber
Which one did you touch?
ein Giga-Pro schon wieder. Ein unnecessary Giga-Pro noch.
You know, maybe that was the blessing they needed.
Für einen langen Stream? Gerne. Jeden Samstag. Und, nee, also heute war ich ja noch bei Tolle Live. Ich bin seit, da waren wir am Stream 9:30. Also seit.
All right, well, Photon on his signature Gwen that he talked about really liking is going to get some split push done here. A lot of work very quickly done on this tower, and it actually goes away plus a
Shopify hat weniger Gold, ja.
Nah, just pushes him over.
Yeah, if that was on the other side, maybe they could but not going to find it. Shopify Rebellion in the meantime, push up in the
aber ab nächste Woche Samstag ist halt noch,
weil dann the tier 2 mid turret. So they're not out
also
of this
ja
one
nicht
Shopify Rebellion were controlling the early game. They've lost a little bit of that control.
NTP bei denen gegeben, wirklich.
Photon doesn't have teleport though, so Photon goes for his recall. I think they're just giving Dragon number 3 his Dragon Soul points, so the big burst of power, not quite yet. Does put some pressure though on the Dragon Soul coming up, because the game's still very close, and so a Dragon Soul extra power definitely can push you over the edge in some of these all-in fights.
And Dig with the timer, having a couple people on the top half of the map weren't willing to contest, despite having ultimates, despite having summoner spells.
Okay, der LTA kommt am Samstag, Bruder.
Ihr
könnt meinen Discord joinen.
And if it
da ist er gerade drin. Und dann im Schedule-Channel schreibe ich immer die komplette Woche. Hab vorher schon die komplette Schedule für nächste Woche geschrieben. LTA-aktueller Vergleich, ich glaube, die Top-Teams von LTA sind besser als die Top-Teams der LEC. Average Level wahrscheinlich gleich oder LTA ein bisschen schlechter, weil die Bottom 4 Teams sind wirklich bodenlos.
Shopify Rebellion can control the access point to that dragon a little bit better.
Yeah, and Baron too.
And Baron too.
Could get spicy here while we're waiting for the dragon. Yeah. Our little intermission, our 4 minutes.
Unfortunately, though, the downside is it sometimes turns into a bit of a NA-RAM once you don't have that turret, because you're like, well, we have to stay mid.
I like watching those.
You like watching those? I like playing in some A-RAMs.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see if we actually get that. Currently, there's a lot of people in the mid lane.
Well, Photon is split pushing down there on bottom.
Also Bottom 4 Teams von der LTA sind schon sehr bodenlos.
It's his first game. He doesn't know the trend.
Well, the push away from Baron in the long lane, of course.
Ja, Fly und C9 sind nochmal ein ganz klares Level da above. Ganz klar.
He has teleport ready, so here we go as far as the Baron play.
Winter's Bite misses onto Isles, and now they're just going to flash engage on
engage.
The
Honestly, schöner Engage.
From the rest of the
geile Kombo.
Commitment from Dig.
Das war eine geile Kombo. Ich frage, ob sie jetzt nicht starten wollen.
Wollen
sie.
Yeah, well, you got there because Isles just picked you up
and
and
tossed you into
Shaden's arm.
Yep.
Shaden catches him and then
drags him
even further away. That was a nice little toss and catch.
And now they're gonna go for even more power box with a double stun.
Gut, disengage, passt. Happy sein.
Quite enough damage to threaten Dignitas.
Happy sein.
They do stop them from committing to the Baron.
Bei dem Team der Essen, Roster Bad.
All right.
Acrobat, keine Ahnung.
Tossed around like a volleyball.
Weil die zwei Top, also C9 und Fly sind schon sehr stacked, was Roster angeht.
Just take their kill though.
So NA-Spieler, du hast halt wirklich den Debuff, du brauchst halt mindestens 2 NA-Spieler. 3 NA-Spieler. Da bist du schon gekocht.
Is kind of critical there. And Fudge now without that one, the extra little bit of cost.
End of the day, that one kill on Deseos doesn't actually get that much for Dig here. It's flash off of Isles, but he has the Summoner spellbook, so theoretically will come back in the form of a different Summoner spell later.
Yeah, especially if like that death cap on Palafox does get completed. That could be very, very dangerous. This Annie combination is already going to be very damaging, but if he is able to finish his death cap before the actual Dragon Soul fight, that would be ideal for Shopify.
And we see in the side lane, Photon is still up against Palafox here. Has even more
Hier ist jetzt zum Beispiel problematisch, dass die Annie Leandrisse gegangen ist. Statt Bloodletters. Weil jetzt geht sie Third Item mit Death Cap, aber schaut mal auf die Items schon. Ich sehe schon ein Spectre Skull, ein Unending Despair, ein Locket. I don't know.
Okay, gotta be careful.
Hearing for the engage right now. Isles goes forward onto Contracts, but the rest of Dignitas can't quite get in. Shaden is trying to buy space for Isles to come out.
Boah, Palafox, schöner Flash Engage, Mann. Taxi und Game endet. Oder? Oh mein Gott, Photon? Photon ist am Kochen? Photon ist am Kochen? Wait, Photon ist am Kochen? Nein, die war jetzt am Gleiten. Schön. Wow, dass der Fight close ist verrückt. Also, es ist ein 2 von 5, aber der Fight war sehr close. Uiuiuiuiui. Wie insanely OP ist Gwen.
Huge breakpoint now. It's still a minute for Dragon, so technically Dignitas will respawn in time to fight, but Shopify will be so much stronger. Let's take another look at this as Isles just got almost completely deleted, and then by the time his ultimate was up, you know, Palafox had teleported in on
big
the flank.
Yeah.
Him coming around the other side just blew them up. So even though Photon eventually answers and is able to take down Palafox, there's nothing left for him. Contracts super blast coning over behind Tomo meant that Tomo's flash also just is useless there, so he also goes down. He also won't have flash now for the Dragon Soul, and the Dragon Soul is going to be Baron on 3 members of Shopify.
Very tough now for Dignitas to fight through that. I feel for Photon. He goes into the stasis thinking maybe the Braum passive will expire. It does not. So he still gets stunned up immediately out of it. And now back to live here. Dragon is spawning in 10 seconds. Shopify control the access point. They have Baron on multiple members. They have a push in the bottom wave as well. Dignitas, I think they might just try and brute force it. We'll see what their move is.
Und jetzt hier nachzuschauen. Game 2 Masterclass, also Game 1 war eine Shitshow. Ist eigentlich funny zu rewatchen. Game 2 Masterclass von CoreJD. Absolute Masterclass von CoreJD. Geistkrank. Wirklich Picasso. Picasso auf dem Alistar.
It is going to mean Shopify with their Baron buff. Do they have a minion wave up there? They're trying to rush through mid. Seos here wants to delay the movement.
Ulti Seos? Seos Ulti? Oh mein.
Yeah, I mean,
oh mein, er lebt. Wie OP ist Braum, Bro. Was schon wieder B-Boys am Gleiten.
Looks like at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 trade support for top lane.
Yeah, Shopify, they still have Baron, but they can't make much use of it right now. So honestly, for Dignitas, denying that Dragon Soul is huge there, going 1-for-1. And not actually giving up much to the siege potential. Of course, the Baron's still going to last a little bit longer here for Shopify. At least the 3 members that did have it.
Wenn er ein Ding hat, spielt, ja. Ich erinnere mich, die Sache ist, Biber hat eigentlich so krasse Games, ne? Hat er auch Scanner-Game, wo er irgendwie so 180 Seelen oder sowas hatte. Und der einzige Clip, an den du denkst in dem Game, ist, wie er Melee reinläuft in die Gwen? Der hat da gegen die Gwen gespielt, ne? Wie er Melee in die Gwen W reinläuft.
As a Seeker's Arm Guard, so we have double stasis on their end. This next fight will be very impactful. If you can get that big objective, if you can get the big Baron, if you can get Dragon Soul for Shopify Rebellion, feels great. I'm just surprised that they weren't able to control that access point. Dignitas did such a good job of just forcing their way in and pushing Shopify off.
Well, this one's going to be easy outer tower at the very least, pushing with the rest of their Baron buff here as Isles is looking for that Alistar Dream flank. He's got a control ward over by the Red Brush ward.
Ja, aber welche Kontrolle ist sehr gut von Shopify hier. Also die da schon die Engel, schaut mal, also hier Ward und dann hier unten in dem Bananabusch ist auch noch ein Ward drin. Die machen schon, die gehen schon auf Nummer sicher, dass da kein Engel frei ist. Wer meinst du mit Dritter in der LTA? Ich würde sagen, das soll da aus ein. Ich glaube nicht, dass es Handel fies wird. Ich glaube, es ist entweder Liquid oder Shopify.
Dignitas had a 2,000 gold lead at one point here. Now it's back to Shopify in almost the same state. But there's not a lot to fight for.
Die Botlane von 150 ist zu fucking
We are
boosted.
going to be waiting for that Baron. We're waiting for that Dragon before that next big explosive play.
I think the biggest thing that they are waiting for is...
Keine Ahnung, ich hab legit keine Ahnung, warum FBI so high gerankt wird.
So,
In Rankings und so und Tierlisten, der ist so boosted, man. Ich glaube, Leute sind auch richtig deluded von seiner Zeit bei dem Ross. Warte, hat er hat gewonnen, ne? War der in dem Abo-Roster? Der war in dem Abo-Roster, glaube ich. Der war in dem Abo-Roster, glaube ich. Aber immer 20 bis 22, ja. Der war in dem Abo-Roster. Der war es, ich glaube, die sind so deluded noch davon, weil der ist nicht gut. Straight up, der ist nicht. Ich glaube, Jorn, Masu und Sven sind so die einzigen Human AD Carries in der Liga.
Really any members right now of Dignitas will need some additional assistance from somebody like B-Boy or Contractor Fudge.
Yeah, so
okay, Loki Bottom 3, ja, also Tomo und Alt sind die schlechteste. Jetzt bei Rache sah gestern gut aus. Rache sah, also guck mal, die Sache ist, was will er machen? Was will er machen, wenn der Axe in seinem Jungle hat? So. Was willst du machen? Die arme Sau. Who he support Axe Jungle? Wie willst du Games gewinnen? So, die arme Sau. Das ist so broken.
Double kill to the top laner, Shopify Rebellion.
Das ist so overpowered.
Just make a mess out of Dignitas in the team fight.
Is that gonna be it?
They're
trying to wall him
the Braum Shield blocked the Weaver's wall. They're gonna get the wave in.
Good job from Zeos. They tried to block him off, but Shopify are in the base and they're going for the end.
Who needs the Baron when you can just win a team fight? Shopify Rebellion looking to make quick work here in the tail end of this game. It's only Kaney left alive to hold the line. Dignitas mid laner versus the world, and there's just no shot you can clear this wave. Shopify Rebellion didn't need no objectives. They just wanted the Nexus, and they'll take game one in this best-of-3 series.
Shopify Rebellion coming out with...
Antworten zum nächsten Jagd.